Despite the extremely dire situation surrounding GPUs, CPUs, and silicon, this isn't stopping Nvidia from releasing new graphics cards that hardly anyone will be able to buy. Let's discuss that in this video. Hey, if you enjoy content like this, drop a like, make sure to subscribe, and smash that bell so you never miss another video. Hey, what is going on guys? Danny here, welcome back to the channel and I hope you've all been doing well. I'm sure you're all aware of what the current state of the market is in regards to the whole PC hardware industry, especially surrounding graphics cards. The demand is crazy high right now and there's just nowhere near enough supply to meet it. So if you were thinking about purchasing a new RTX 3080 or 6700 XT GPU, well good luck since they most likely won't even be in stock, and if so, they'll be marked up 100% higher in terms of pricing. So no need to go over all of that, like I said, this is all very much known at this point. Now, since the release of the RTX 30 series, around when the 3090 had released, we had been hearing rumors about how Nvidia would be releasing an RTX 3080 Ti to counter AMD's RX 6900 XT. We had been hearing about specs from known hardware leakers, some AIBs had even registered various models at the EEC, and we even had some go as far as to list the cards on their sites. However, nothing was officially announced, as I'm sure the whole GPU shortage may have contributed to the delay along with the combination of some other things. We even had seen some rumors pertaining to specs changing multiple times in regards to the number of shaders and VRAM configurations, which was conflicting with information out there that told us that the 3080 Ti was around the corner, and then we wouldn't hear anything about it again for some time until something else popped up. So recently, it looks like videocardz have managed to gather some data from their own sources, which they have decided to share with everyone, and there is some interesting information in their post. Now, first off, the name of the actual GPU die is slightly different from the one we had been hearing about since late 2020. Here they mention it's GA102-225, which is a different chip than the GA102-250 that Kopite7Kimi was talking about on Twitter. Regardless of the change, the GPU does have the same amount of CUDA cores at 10,240, which is the same as what was reported earlier. Now, something interesting I wanted to point out was the amount of VRAM. It looks like it's been decreased from 20GB to just 12. Back in early February, Kopite had reported on the same specs, and earlier this month, they stated the same specs with the addition of a artificial mining limiter. But we all know how those things work out, don't we? The VRAM reduction was a bit of a weird choice in my opinion. I mean, nothing's official yet and it could always change again, but 20GB did seem like the more appropriate choice for Nvidia's new flagship. Perhaps somewhat overkill for most gamers, but when this card is going to be compared against the likes of a 6900 XT, which has 16GB of VRAM along with infinity cache, I thought Nvidia would have decided to stick with the larger amount of VRAM. 12GB of G6X memory shouldn't be an issue though for this card, even at 4K. It should be sufficient until the ampere generation remains relevant. You can take a look at the RTX 3080, it does fine at 4K and trails right behind the 3090, which has a whopping 24GB memory buffer. So will 12GB be fine for the 3080 Ti? Absolutely, but I still feel like they should have at least gone with 20GB to make it look like an appealing option. And appealing is what Nvidia will desperately have to do, as this card performance-wise will not bring anything new to the table. It's going to sit right in between an RTX 3080 and 3090, being closer to the latter, which doesn't even really matter because the gap was already so close. In a normal GPU market, most would be looking at an RTX 3080 Ti, that is if it's priced around $999, and say, hey, for $300 less, I can get a GPU that has 2GB less VRAM, but still delivers like 90-95% of its performance. It's pretty much a no-brainer. However, because of the current circumstances, this GPU is still going to sell out regardless of how bad its performance per dollar is. Actually, when I think about it, its performance per dollar when it comes to mining may actually be pretty good. Nonetheless, this is a GPU I just can't really get excited about. When we know it's not going to be offering anything new in terms of performance, will have a higher MSRP with inflated prices to go along with that, and will hardly be available. Now, videocardz did also mention a second graphics card. This being the RTX 3070 Ti, which is also another GPU that we've been hearing about for quite some time, and it's been in the same situation as the 3080 Ti where we would hear about it from some OEMs or AIBs and then nothing concrete would ever come to light about it. The information they share with us tells us that this GPU will be based on a GA104-400 chip. This GPU will have 6144 CUDA cores, which is only about 4% more than the vanilla RTX 3070. It will also just have 8 GB of VRAM, however it will be equipped with the faster GDDR6X memory, whereas the 3070 only has the non-X G6 memory. I'm wondering if it's because of the memory shortage that Micron is dealing with, where Nvidia decided to cut down on the amount of VRAM included in these Ti cards. When we had initially heard about the rumors of the 3070 Ti, they were stating that this card could end up having 16 GB of memory. However, the 8 GB of VRAM just seems too low for what was supposed to be a high-end card in the lower tier of that segment. And again, when you have cards like the 6700 XT that has 12 GB of memory with Infinity Cache and Nvidia's own RTX 3060, which also has 12 GB, it just seems like a weird choice to go with 8 GB again for the RTX 3070 Ti. As for a release date, it seems as though we'll be getting the 3080 Ti first in mid-April, which is supposed to be on shelf according to their information, and that isn't even too far from now. So I am a bit skeptical about that date, as we should have probably seen more information surrounding the 3080 Ti. Specs should have been finalized by now, and if we were to go off of that date, we should have seen some leaked AIB models. As for the 3070 Ti, it looks like this GPU will arrive end of May, about 2 months from now. My opinion on these two cards is, why even bother at this point? I mean, who even asked for these cards anyways? When people are still struggling to buy 3070s and 3080s, these will be 2 more cards added onto the list of hardware that's almost unattainable. Performance-wise, they aren't really adding anything mind-blowing. The 3080 Ti will probably be about 5 to 10% faster than the 3080, and the same goes for the 3070 Ti. Though, then again, this is Nvidia, and they just love to saturate the market with as many SKUs as possible, even if they all end up within margin of each other. From the responses you guys gave me, most of you don't even care at this point. The average consumer or gamer just looking to purchase a single GPU to complete their build has basically tuned out of the market due to the current circumstances, and rightfully so. Cards are basically never in stock, and when they are, you're paying several hundreds of dollars above MSRP. Most sensible buyers are going to say, forget it, I'll just bide my time with what I have right now, try my luck getting a console, and wait until the market normalizes. Though at this point, who knows how long it'll be until that happens. I hope you guys found this video to be informative and helpful. Let me know your thoughts down below. Check out the video description on ways to support the channel and for my other videos. If you guys are interested in more content like this, then make sure you're subscribed. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one.